All right, we're looking at day 5, so make sure you have day 5 out. We're going to talk about 2 graphing stories today. We've been looking at graphing stories and analyzing those graphs and figuring out what was going on. So today we're going to look at 2. Guys, this lesson will be in multiple part videos. I'm going to do part of it and then we've got to stop and I've got to show you a video. So just make sure you're watching the videos in the correct order. All right, so it says consider the story. The story says Maya and Earl live on opposite ends of the hallway in their apartment building. Their doors are 50 feet apart. Each starts at his or her own door and walks at a steady pace towards each other and stop when they meet. I want you to visualize that story. And in your visualization, I want you to think about what that graph would look like. Are the 2 people traveling at the same rate? If yes, how can they compare? How would their graphs compare? Well, it says in our story that each start at his or her own door and walk at a steady pace. So they are traveling at the same rate, a steady pace. All right? Because they are walking at a steady pace, then their graphs should have the opposite slopes. Now, let's think about this. It says, what would their graphing story look like if we put them on the same graph? When the 2 people meet in the hallway, what would be happening on the graph? Sketch a graph that shows their distance from Maya's door. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on the positive part of our graph. And it wants to know, we're looking at time in seconds. And then this is the distance from Maya's door. And that's in feet. Now, with this story, I am not going to put a bunch of numbers on there. Reason being is because it's okay that we don't have all those numbers on there. What we're going to concentrate on right now is what the actual graph would just look like. So notice we're not doing distance from each other. We're doing distance from Maya. So it says Maya starts at her door and walks towards Earl. So Maya's graph is going to look like this. What's going to happen? Eventually they're going to meet. Earl is starting at his door, and it says his door is 50 feet away from Maya's. Okay? So Earl, we're going to come up here, and we're going to start Earl. Now, I'm going to use a dashed line for Earl. And look what happens. They eventually meet. Now, one of the big key things is it says when they meet, they stop. And my graph stops because neither one of them are going anywhere. They're not moving. They're not continuing. They stopped the moment that they met. Okay? Sometimes it's really important to make sure you number those graphs. Other times, you don't have to if we're just depicting this story. All right, so I'm going to stop the video for a second. I'm going to load up the video that I need to show you for the next lesson, or for the next part of the lesson. So make sure that you keep your papers out.